welcome to State of Business on our television. I am Savindri Jayawardena. Let's look at the top stories for the day. Amendment to vote and account withdrawn amidst protests of the opposition. Gazette to establish Saint Marudu Urban Council suspended. News in detail. The proposed amendment to the Vote and Account 2020 was not presented in Parliament today as expressed by the government. Foreign Minister Dinesh Gunawardena told the Parliament that the amendment to the Vote and Account will not be presented. Foreign Minister Dinesh Gunawardena, addressing the Parliament on behalf of Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa, informed that proposed amendment to the Vote and Account will not be presented today. He also said that the government came to that decision after the party leaders' meeting which took place at the Parliament complex this morning. The government earlier announced that they will seek the parliamentary approval to increase the debt ceiling from 721 billion rupees to 1078 billion rupees and make additional budgetary provisions of 367 billion rupees which are required to settle bills of completed projects implemented by various ministries under the previous government. They also expressed that the most of those which will go as settlements are so far unsettled. Accordingly, the Cabinet of Ministers also approved the proposal by Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa in its capacity as the Minister of Finance, Economy and Policy Development to present the amended vote and account prepared by the legal draftsman for parliamentary approval. However, leader of the opposition Sajith Premadasa told in Parliament that they had no any issue over seeking funds for necessary development works, but increase in debt limit cannot be agreed. MP Mangala Samaraveera, addressing the House, said that he had never witnessed making amendments to the vote and accounts. He, suggesting the government to go for a new budget, said that they objected only for the government's effort of seeking additional funds more than the government needs. Dwelling upon the decision of not supporting the motion to increase spending and the borrowing limit by an amendment to a vote and account, UNP parliamentarian Kavinda Jayawardena today highlighted that a proposal to amend the vote and account shows the downright mismanagement of public funds by the present government. Accordingly, addressing a press briefing held in UNP headquarters Sirikota today morning, UNP parliamentarian Kavinda Jayawardena added that amendments to vote and account will increase the debt ceiling of the country and the general mass will have to face repercussions from it. He stressed that his government knew that there would be a general election this April and formulated the budget accordingly to cover all state expenses and that it was passed in the parliament.
We will not support the government because we feel that the government is not using the government funds, public funds, for the utilities of the people. And as the former government, we have allocated funds till 2020, end of April. So the government has funds to run the country, pay the salaries and wages.
The Cabinet has accepted a proposal to withdraw from co-sponsoring the United Nations Human Rights Council resolutions 30/1 and 40/1. The issue was also a hot topic of discussion at the Parliament today, and the opposition requested for a debate on withdrawing from the aforementioned resolutions. Leader of the House and Foreign Relations Minister Dinesh Gunawardena gave a detailed explanation of the withdrawal process addressing the Parliament today. Minister Dinesh Gunawardena said that Sri Lanka will seek the support of other countries to take the steps necessary to withdraw from the resolutions. However, responding to the criticisms levelled against the opposition by the Leader of the House over co-sponsoring the 30/1 and 40/1 resolutions by the former government, opposition leader Sajith Premadasa noted that many of the commitments in Resolution 30/1 originated in Sri Lanka's domestic presses, notably the Lessons Learned and Reconciliation Commission established by the government during the presidency of Mahinda Rajapaksa. Upon the invitation of former President Mahinda Rajapaksa, former Secretary General of the United Nations Ban Ki-moon paid a visit to Sri Lanka. Following UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon's visit to Sri Lanka, a joint statement by the government of Sri Lanka and the United Nations were issued. The statement mentioned of international war crimes taken place during the war, and Mahinda Rajapaksa's government accepted the war crimes in the same joint statement, opposition leader Sajith Premadasa noted. Sajith Premadasa quoted the controversial last sentence of the joint statement. Quoting, the Secretary General underlined the importance of an accountability process for addressing violations of international humanitarian and human rights law. The government will take measures to address those grievances. Quote out. Sajid Premadasa highlighted that whole issue erupted by the last phrase that the government will take measures to address those grievances and that the Mahinda Rajapaksa regime cannot evade from that allegation. Hence, the leader of the House again responded to the opposition leader over the issue.
Normally there's no debate.
No.
I have taken the responsibility on behalf of His Excellency the President to come and inform Parliament.
Yeah, we have done that, yeah.
Democratic way of informing Parliament.
That's fair enough.
That we have done now.
I respect that.
The leader of the opposition took the chance of speaking and express his views. He was, can you just... He was honorable, the leader of the opposition should remember that Honorable Gotabaya Rajapaksa, the President, got 69 lakhs of votes. Defeating all these stories.
Okay,
defeating all these false stories uttered by the leader of the opposition today.
Now we'll, as the former Minister of Foreign Affairs, I thought we have to give him
Meanwhile, parliamentarian and former Foreign Minister Mangala Samaravira requested the debate on the withdrawal of the resolutions, and he highlighted that the resolution 30/1 is the one which saved former President Mahinda Rajapaksa being prosecuted under war crimes. Stay tuned for more news right after this. Welcome back after the break. An extraordinary gazette notice issued last week to establish the Sainda Marudu Urban Council has been suspended by the Cabinet of Ministers. These and many other key cabinet decisions were announced by the co-cabinet spokesman, Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena, at the weekly cabinet meeting held this morning at the Department of Government Information. Co-cabinet spokesman Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena added that the gazette was a continuation of a proposal made to the cabinet in 2018 by then Minister of Local Government Faizer Mustafa. The extraordinary gazette notification for the establishment of a new separate urban council for Sainda Marudu was issued last Friday. Gunawardena highlighted that Cabinet of Ministries added that there are many areas in the country which require a local authority and not just Sainda Marudu, and hence the Cabinet has instructed the Ministry of Public Administration, Home Affairs, Provincial Council and Local Government to formulate a mechanism to introduce local government bodies to all such areas without specifying a single locality. There are nearly 250 organic fertilizer manufacturers in operation in the country so far, but 36 out of them have been issued the certificates of standard. Thus, a cabinet subcommittee is appointed to prepare a methodology and submit appropriate recommendations in this regard. The proposal was tabled by the Minister of Mahaweli, Agriculture, Irrigation and Rural Development. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa directs all provincial councils and local authorities to suspend the imposition of any extra levy or raising any existing rates or taxes. These bodies are also requested to review the entire local authority rates and fee structure to simplify it within 30 days starting from yesterday. The presidential directive has been conveyed to all governors and chief secretaries by Secretary to the President, Dr. P.B. Jayasundara. This effort has several aims such as making public life easy, making cost of transaction less, minimize corruption and irregularities, and create an environment friendly to businesses ranging from micro enterprises to large corporate activities. President Secretary further informs the governors that multiple rates, taxes and fees imposed by local authorities and provincial councils should be replaced by a simple, transparent and affordable levy structure to make community life easy. The government appreciates the revenue concerns of devolved administration but highlights the need to be logical in fiscal devolution and revenue sharing arrangements in a coherent national policy framework. Secretary to the President Dr. P.B. Jayasundara says. Launching the Investment Strategy 2020, First Capital Holdings stresses that it believes that the foreign reserves, though currently remains at comfortable levels above the minimum 4 months of imports foreign repayments will start to slowly accelerate in the second half of this year.
So, if you look at the foreign repayments that we have for this year, it's about $6 billion. When we looked at it last time in the media outlook, from July last year to June this year, it was somewhere in the range of $4.8 billion. Now, it has moved up to $6 billion with the $1 billion sovereign that we have to pay around September. What we are looking at is towards the middle of the year, that by around June, that foreign reserves will continue to deteriorate, but close at around $7 billion. That is also taking into account the $1 billion Chinese loan that is likely to be granted. However, from there on, we feel that the government need to raise somewhere in the range of $2 billion to $2.5 billion to maintain reserves at around $7 billion up to the end of the year. So that is the challenge.
Stay tuned for stock updates right after this break. Welcome back after the break. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a negative note today. The All Share Price Index dropped 17.32 points to close at 5,830.51, and the S&P SL20 dropped 18.8 points to close at 2,788.31. The turnover was 735 million rupees and over 23 million shares were traded. Up next are Forex rates. With that, we will end today's news. Send us your views and comments via our email address and our hotline, and log into our Facebook page to be alert on latest updates. Join us tomorrow with State of Business. Until then, take care.